The Gaza Truce, a precarious peace on the brink of collapse. The fragile ceasefire in Gaza, brokered in January, teeters on the precipice of collapse. Its second phase stalled amidst a complex web of political maneuvering, conflicting priorities, and deeply entrenched mistrust. While Israel agreed to a partial troop withdrawal by March 9, marking the end of the first phase, the path forward remains shrouded in uncertainty, leaving the future of the truce and the well-being of Gaza's population hanging in the balance. The initial agreement stipulated a phased withdrawal, beginning with the strategically significant Philadelphia corridor along Gaza's southern border with Egypt. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, while acknowledging the corridor's strategic importance, agreed to the withdrawal under the January ceasefire agreement, committing to its completion by March 9, the 50th day of the truce. This concession, fueled by speculation, was reportedly made under pressure from the then U.S. administration. Political analysts in Israel suggest Netanyahu believed the agreement would never progress beyond its first phase, a perception that highlights the deep-seated skepticism surrounding the prospect of lasting peace. However, the Trump administration's Middle East envoy, name of envoy to be inserted here, has adamantly insisted on the implementation of a second phase, emphasizing its crucial role in securing the release of the remaining 59 hostages, a grim reality complicated by the fact that only 25 are believed to be still alive. The plight of the hostages resonates deeply with most Israelis, making their release a national priority. This humanitarian concern, however, clashes sharply with the hardline stance of Israel's far-right parties, whose support is crucial for maintaining Netanyahu's coalition government. These right-wing factions prioritize the destruction of Hamas, effectively creating a fundamental rift in the Israeli political landscape and significantly hindering any progress towards a comprehensive peace agreement. The January truce agreement cleverly included a provision for the ceasefire's continuation, even if the first phase concluded without an agreement on the second, provided good faith negotiations persisted. This safeguard temporarily mitigated the immediate threat of renewed conflict, yet the ambiguity surrounding the future direction of the negotiations casts a long shadow over the long-term prospects of peace. The envoy's planned return to the region, contingent on the progress of the Saturday talks, remains uncertain, adding another layer of complexity to an already fraught situation. The lack of consensus on the future governance of Gaza after a lasting resolution further exacerbates the stalemate. The absence of a clear path forward creates a dangerous vacuum, ripe for exploitation by opposing factions. A particularly controversial and bewildering proposal emerged earlier in February, when Trump unexpectedly suggested that the U.S. should own Gaza, a plan that involves the relocation of Gaza's more than 2 million Palestinian inhabitants to make way for a Mediterranean Riviera. This audacious and deeply problematic suggestion, lacking any concrete details on implementation, has understandably caused significant consternation and bewilderment, further undermining trust and creating new obstacles to peace. Adding to the complexity, Israeli military officials presented UN officials with a plan to tighten control over aid distribution to Gaza, channeling supplies through logistical hubs in military-controlled areas. This proposal, viewed by some as a further assertion of Israeli control, is likely to be met with resistance by both the Palestinians and the international community. Meanwhile, the Arab League is slated to meet to discuss an Egyptian-proposed alternative, focusing on a 3 to 5 year phased reconstruction plan. This plan envisions the creation of temporary camps for displaced Gazans while their homes are rebuilt. The proposal, while offering a potential pathway towards reconstruction, faces significant challenges, including securing international funding and addressing the underlying political issues fueling the conflict. Israeli opposition leader Yair Lapid poignantly captured the dilemma in a Haaretz column, stating, "The Palestinian Authority is neither willing nor able to govern Gaza in the near future. Israeli occupation is neither possible nor desirable, and a constant state of chaos is both a security threat to Israel and an ongoing humanitarian disaster for Gaza." His words highlight the dire consequences of inaction, underscoring the urgent need for a viable and sustainable solution that addresses the multifaceted challenges facing both Israelis and Palestinians. The current impasse underscores the urgent need for renewed diplomatic efforts, a commitment to good faith negotiations, and a willingness to compromise by all parties involved to prevent a return to the devastating violence of recent weeks and months. The future of Gaza and the broader region hangs precariously in the balance. A failure to reach a lasting resolution could have catastrophic consequences for all involved, plunging the region into renewed conflict and exacerbating the already dire humanitarian crisis. The international community must play a crucial role in pushing for a peaceful and equitable solution that addresses the needs of all stakeholders. The alternative, a return to violence, is simply unacceptable.